Hi, welcome. This is Metamorphosis Mentors. I am your host, Liz Michael. So, let me ask you a question. I wrote something down here.
Sure.
Let me get to that. Okay, this is what transformation do you most hope that people experience? Because I know that everything you talk about is transformational and helping people get to different places.
hmm I'll probably have something in the middle of the night that's even better
That's
than this,
okay.
right?
That's
But
fine.
I think being able to discern
Okay, good.
what is a spiritual calling, like when you're being pushed. I mean, and I haven't always been like this, but
Yes.
when you take time and you get used to the Holy Spirit, like
Yes.
speaking to you, um,
Great.
and it just gets louder and louder. I mean, to me, it's almost like someone has turned up the volume, not
Yes.
always.
Yes.
But even the other day when we were at College Park, I
Uh-huh.
mean, I'm standing there, it's in the middle of the worship service, right? You're on the first row. I see you. We haven't seen each other for a long time, right? I don't know, maybe the third worship song in.
Mhm.
And it's like the Holy Spirit was like, go hug Liz. Go hug Liz. And it's just louder. And I'm like, oh, but then I'm in the middle of the aisle. I've got to get out. People, he may wonder if something's happened to me. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a normal thing. I mean, we're in worship,
Right.
right?
Right.
And it's like it just got turned up, turned up, turned up. So I'm like, okay, all right. I'm going, excuse
Yeah.
me. I'll come hug you. And, I guess there's things too that I've posted over the years that were a vulnerable post. And there's always this like, well, I know what it is. Again, it's like I'm so stubborn by nature and I'm not
Strong.
necessarily the quickest person to respond. And so it's like in my spiritual discipline, I mean, for whatever reason, it has to get louder,
Yeah.
right? Or
I get
things
you.
start to fall apart like
Mhm.
so much. I remember I had this like really time by myself because it was the kids were on break. I had COVID, and me, super social, like in quarantine for 5 days, right? And it's like all of these conversations happen in my head and they move you forward or
Mhm.
that would be my hope, my intention for
Okay.
anybody that like reads the book or does
Mhm.
even one exercise of the workbook or has one conversation or listens to this, right? Is
Mhm.
learning what's from the Holy Spirit,
Mhm.
and how to have a dialogue
Yes.
with that is pretty remarkable.
It is. Oh,
It is pretty remarkable. And
yeah.
then I haven't always done this, right? But I wrote a couple books, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, that talked about signs. And so if I'm confused or if I'm worried about something, or maybe I don't have that amount of clarity that I want, I'll start saying, Lord, can you send me signs? Can you make it so crystal clear to
Yes.
me what you want me to do next? And he does.
He does. Yes,
He
I've had that
does.
experience too.
It's
It's
like,
amazing. And then
it's amazing.
I don't
Or
know
even
about you, but when he does, it's like, oh my gosh, he did it.
yeah, I know. Like, I don't know why I'm surprised,
I
right?
know, right?
Oh, yeah. So
Oh,
that would be, I mean, that's pretty transformational, right?
yes,
And
absolutely.
that if you have a business or, if you're an entrepreneur, even if you're not, if you're a leader,
Yes.
right? I mean, a leader in your home, a leader in your family life, a leader in your community, any kind of leader.
Mhm.
I think part of the mental battle is they question themselves or they doubt
Yes.
themselves or they are on this road of like perfection, which never happens.
Yes.
So learning that your leader is, God and the
Mhm.
Lord, and like, what does He want me to do, and who
Love that.
I'm one of His daughters, and
Mhm.
there's nobody. Liz, this is like this gets me googie. Is there's no one like you. There may be
Yeah.
someone with your exact same name, but
Yeah.
there's no one like just like
No.
you. Like there's
No.
no sunrise that's ever the same. There's no
Right.
day that's ever the same.
Right. Absolutely.
And so when
Absolutely.
we lean into that and we're like, okay, what's my purpose? And then, as
Mhm.
children grow up and you launch kids and you have businesses and you move on in different roles and things like
Mm-hmm.
that, like there's always this north of like, what am I in, especially at 50.
Mm-hmm.
That would be something. I mean, when I would have people in my office from their late 40s to
Mm-hmm.
their, even like mid 50s, is they
Mm-hmm.
have this like whole thought transformation about I kept working, I've produced, I've provided, I've been there, I've been present, and now what's next?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And that can be a really lonely journey, and it can
Yes.
be one that you need someone to help you along to clarify things because you already have it. It's already in you.
Yeah.
We just have to ask the right questions for you to
Right.
self-discover what the clarity is.
That's very true. And when you go through those thoughts, you sometimes feel like a failure because you feel like, oh, I've this is what I've worked for all my life. Now I have it. Now I'm going to do something else. Why? And I kind of just have this down pat. And I can tell you it's awesome.
It is
Just
awesome.
to live into where God's calling you on faith. I mean, I never thought in a million years I'd be doing a podcast. And I had interviewed probably close to 10 people and hadn't gotten those interviews posted anywhere for probably almost a year, maybe even over a year for some of them. And I finally just said, okay, just get it out there. I had to have a marketing person just do it because I just kept pushing back with it. It's like, who wants to listen to
I
that?
know, but you know what? That's I mean, Liz, I think this is probably one of the most practical things is whenever, like, I used to say something like if I took a video of myself, I wouldn't watch the video.
Yes.
Right? Because I am just like wild, like as positive as I am, like I'm
I love
hard on
Wild Mary.
myself. And I don't like to hear myself talk. Like there's
I hear
all
you.
this like stuff.
Mhm.
And it's like just post it. Just get it
Yes.
out,
Yeah,
right? Like if it's
exactly.
90% good,
Yes.
that's great,
Yep.
you know? And I think that is because you never know. I mean, this whole process of writing a book, I'm like,
Yes.
I'm dyslexic. Like I've
Yes.
had people that supported me, administratively for years to
Uh-huh.
support my non-writing skills.
Mhm.
And yet I'm like, well, okay, Lord, if it's one person
Mhm.
that does something in the book, or they have a
Yes.
new belief, or they have a
Yes.
new power
Yes.
verse to lean on for their hard time, like it's totally worth it.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Yes. And so, I mean, I'm the same way. I'm just putting them out there and letting God do them. I can tell you hardly even, I'm not sure I've even gone back and looked at any of the posts, honestly. Yeah, luckily I have a marketing person who assists me in that because,
Yep.
it'd still be sitting on the shelf, so to speak.
Yeah.
But it's not what I want or what I don't want. It's what I'm being called to do for
Yeah.
whatever reason, maybe to make an idiot out of myself. I don't know. Maybe that's it.
Right.
But if God can be glorified in it, then okay, I'm okay with it.
Yep.
But I think that part of what keeps coming to my mind is the Bible is full of stories of people who have been just surviving and people who have been thriving and people who have failed and people who have succeeded. These are life stories that we're to learn from. Well, that didn't stop in the Bible.
Right.
That continues today. And I think that we are not sharing those as much, maybe because of social media, and some stories maybe are being shared more, but it, it's not an intimate setting, I think, as much as anything. And to really get down in, can you hear my dog? My dog's having issues.
No, I can't hear your
Um,
dog,
anyhow,
but I can see
sorry,
my
it's a
dog great.
little disturbing. And so I think that we are given these opportunities to learn and grow from, not to keep them to ourselves. I think that we are given these opportunities in our life in order to share with others so that maybe give them hope. Hey, I got through it. You can too.
Yep.
Or it's not as bad as it seems. Just hang on, just different things that come out of that. And I just think that that's so important that we honor those experiences that we've been given.
Yeah,
So,
and you're authentic to it. I mean,
yes,
there's so much out there that edits and filters and AI and I mean, sometimes I'm like, I can't even tell if this is real or not, right?
yes,
Like, I mean, and the
it's
truth
true.
is like real life, like things happen in your real life, right?
Yes,
And it's how you get up and it's how you overcome it and it's
yes,
how you reframe it and it's how it's care for yourself and care for your mind and all of those things that
yes,
keep you thriving.
yes. Well,
Yep.
and speaking about stories, so let's talk about Mary and her story. So when did you first realize that you weren't just building a career, that you were building a calling?
Oh my goodness. Well, this is fun. I don't think I may have shared this with you.
Okay.
In high school, this is life altering for anybody who has a young adult that they care about. I would highly recommend going on a service trip, mission trip.
Mm,
But I went
absolutely.
to Jamaica
Ah,
and then I went to Ethiopia.
wow.
And so it's like, as a teenager, my mom had cancer at the time, but as a teenager, I was learning that you can still smile and you can still have joy,
Yes.
even though you're playing with a can for
Yeah.
hours, like an
Yes.
empty soda bottle.
Right.
So it was this whole like materialism, money thing didn't matter when you're in Ethiopia, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And money's not good, it's not bad, it's just money, it's just
Mm-hmm.
energy
It's a
transferred,
tool.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, but I grew up, my mom was a teacher, an English teacher, and my dad was primarily a farmer in my
Mm-hmm.
younger ages. And by the time I had gotten to college, the funds were dried up. My sister
Mm-hmm.
was older,
Mm-hmm.
and
Right.
those funds were gone. And so
Right.
I was on my own,
Yes.
which is like looking back. I mean, I was
Yes.
a 13-year-old who wanted braces, and I got enough babysitting jobs to pay for my own braces. So
Oh,
it's kind of wild, right?
yes.
I mean, there's
Yes.
not a lot of teenagers now that are paying for their own braces. So,
Right.
but to answer your question about a calling, I thought I wanted to be a missionary, right? And I just really worked a lot during college. I had 3 jobs to pay for college. My mom passed away in sophomore year, and one in insert the story. I
Mm-hmm.
promised God that if
Right.
I was ever to be in a speaking engagement, now that I work for myself, that I would always share the story. But I was a victim of a date rape drug from
Mm.
a football player from a different university,
Oh, I'm
but I
so
lost
sorry.
my virginity
Yeah.
to this date rape
Ah,
situation on a
oh,
Friday
I'm so
night.
sorry.
And, speaking of shame and things like that,
Yeah.
like, I don't think I had a concept of shame. I just knew something
Mhm,
had happened. And that
mhm,
school nurse really helped me that following Monday sort through it and
mhm,
know enough to know what to do
mhm.
next. And my sorority friends at the time were really, really a great support. And
Right.
but it took me years. Remember, my mom had passed away, right? So, from a high responsibility standpoint,
Mhm.
I don't want to tell my dad
Of
because he was
course.
dealing with my mom's grief, right?
Right.
And so it took me about 3, 4
Mhm,
years, and I couldn't even tell him in person. I had to write a
mhm.
letter to him. But
Oh,
that it brings tears to my eyes. That series of really traumatic events, like that experience, my mom dying, like trauma, right?
yes.
Like such an early age.
Yes.
Really, Liz? I
Mm,
was like, Lord, I'm out.
right.
I mean, I didn't really mean that in my heart of hearts spiritually, but I was just like,
You
I'm
were
not going to
done.
follow a
Yes.
God
Yes.
that allows this stuff to happen.
Yeah.
And yet, here's the truth
Mm,
is he was hurting
yes.
with me.
Absolutely. Yes. believe
I
that.
just didn't have enough relationships in my life to help me lean into his love for me, right? So then I got married again. In my brain, I thought that was easy. It would be easier. Life would be easier
Hmm.
if I got married, right? And we had 3 kids in 5 years. We moved to build a mortgage business, which is how I met you.
Right.
And we built this mortgage business and, was successful through a really hard market,
Mm-hmm.
and then moved into real estate and growing that business. And then it was like I look up and I'm like, wow, we've got 3 kids and I've got to provide, and
Hmm.
and so then for a season it was like provide.
Yes. Yes.
And yes, spiritually,
Hmm.
some of my greatest growth periods was
Hmm.
from that divorce,
Hmm.
because now it was just me and the kids, and I was responsible. And there's a danger, there's a total danger to being single,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Especially if you're independent,
Yes.
because now you don't really have accountability, so you can make your own choices,
Right.
so to say, right?
Yep.
And
It's
then
true.
this is a discipline because I led people. Just such a firm believer that you have to have yourself right before you lead
Mhm.
others.
Absolutely.
And so my morning routine was always doing some sort of devotional, some sort of gratitude journal.
Hmm.
I love Sarah Young, her Jesus Calling book.
Yes.
She
Yes. So
passed away
good.
of cancer a few years ago, but that's one of my basic
Hmm.
go-to devotions. And
Hmm.
in the margins, I put whatever I'm praying about that year, and I
Hmm.
label the year. And that helps me, Liz, because it helps me know that I get through hard times, or like, can
Yes.
you believe I was really praying about that? That totally worked
Right.
out. Or,
Right.
you know,
Right.
but as far as like the calling, there I do a lot of journaling and work. I call
Hmm.
it the work, right?
Hmm.
Is like
Right.
self-reflection and stuff like that. But it was, for the longest time I was a CEO.
Hmm.
And I there was this moment where it's like, okay, am I really the CEO? Yes. Okay, then I'm not, right? And then it's like, okay, am I the CEO of my life? So I did this jot down paper and I'm like, I'm the
Right.
CEO of my life, right?
Yes.
And then I was like, wait a minute, God's the CEO of my life.
Yes. Absolutely.
And that happened probably over a couple months. I went
Uh-huh.
from like Mary's life, and then I'm
Uh-huh.
like, no, that's not how it works.
Uh-huh.
It's, Mary needs to be obedient. And
Uh-huh.
that's, I think, the calling part. And then my initials are MLP,
Uh-huh.
and my life's purpose
Uh-huh.
consulting came from that. And
Yes. Love
um,
that.
yeah, it's been fun. And then outside of the real estate industry, guess what? There's other people.
Yes.
Yay!
Yeah.
And so it's been fun to get to know other people and influence and be influenced
Hmm.
by, their stories and stories of strength like you
Love
have.
it.
And
Yeah.
yeah, that was special. Thanks. I
Yeah.
haven't I
Yeah.
haven't admitted publicly that there was that season where I really battled with God.
Mhm.
And so that was a fun this has been a fun Friday moment for me.
Thanks. I always
Yeah.
like to make those fun Fridays.
Yeah, I know. I love it. Wednesdays, Winning Wednesdays. I named all the
Yes,
days.
I love
Uh,
it. I love that you
yeah,
do that. So, I know that you're feeling led into the speaking realm, which you're such a great speaker. It's just going to be a highlight of your life. I just know it. I'm going to
I
speak
think
it and
so.
pray it into existence. So, tell us some different things, maybe something that people assume about you as a keynote speaker that isn't actually true.
Oh, assume that isn't actually true. Hmm. Hmm.
Or we could talk about some of the themes that you have and what you'd like to speak on.
Yeah. So it's typically teams, leaders, or people who have other people of influence, communities, churches. The book is titled Magnetic Leadership.
I love that.
Isn't that fun?
Yes, that's electrifying.
It's I'm so excited about it. And I also bought the domain for Magnetic Energy Institute.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Love
I've got
that.
some fun things happening, and the
Yes,
book, of course, has a workbook, which is exciting,
that is
and
awesome.
that's something else that
Hands-on
I've learned.
experience.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's just tools that I've created over the years
Hmm.
that have helped people. I mean, even something as simple as like the energy audit. You and
Hmm.
I've done this, right?
Yep,
I
we
do this
have.
all the time. It's like, what drains
Yep,
my energy? What
yep.
gives me energy,
Hmm.
right?
Yes.
And so I spoke for the National Association of Women's PIN
Hmm.
organization,
I
national
love that.
organization on a
Mhm.
Zoom, and of course, they implemented the tools that we talked about, and it was great. She even sent me an email
I
on her
love
own
it.
personal experience. So,
I
so
love
that's
it.
what lights me up is,
Yes.
if I is today can influence one person to think differently about themselves, think differently about their spiritual, journey, and love on somebody else, that's
Yes.
like an absolute win.
Absolutely. I love
So
that. I
it's all
love,
practical tools, it's all
yes.
workbooks. There's a lot of transparency. There's a lot of like moments in my life, suddenly I lost my second mom, what I consider my second mom. Didn't realize it at the time when she passed away, but when I spoke at her funeral, I'm like, she was my second mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she'd worked with me for years,
Hmm.
and she passed away on a Saturday morning.
Hmm.
And
Caring for her husband.
you know what,
Yeah.
Liz? Because it was unexpected
Yeah.
and because she was so healthy,
Hmm.
and with my mom, she had cancer for 3 years, right? Her journey
Right.
was very different, right?
Right.
And Saturday mornings for me,
Hmm.
for until I got, there's this thing called the first year,
Yes,
right?
there
The
is.
first
Yes.
Christmas, the first Thanksgiving,
Yes.
the first
Absolutely.
birthday, the
Yes.
first heavenly birthday.
Such a
But
struggle.
I
Yeah.
probably cried
Mhm.
randomly on a Saturday morning
Mhm.
for a year.
Yes. I get it.
I get it.
Yeah.
And, for my family, like, again, you can have the most successful business,
Yep.
you can have the most profitable business, you can be
Hmm.
super healthy one day, right? And it's just, I mean, it's part of grief.
Yes, it is.
And on the other side of grief is love. Like, you can't
Yes.
grieve if you haven't loved. I mean,
Yes.
it's dangerous, it's electrifying, it's circular though.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Grief, even me, tearing up just then,
Uh-huh.
grief is because of loss,
Uh-huh.
right? And on the
Grief
other
is
side of
because you
loss
love
is
so
love.
much.
I mean, it's just,
Yeah. Grief is because you've loved so much. You wouldn't grieve if you didn't,
yeah.
right?
And when you cry, it's actually super healthy
Yes,
versus like not crying and stuffing
it
it
is.
in or
It
anything like
is so
that. So
healthy. Yes.
so yeah, the book is I'm thrilled.
Do you know when it's coming out?
I do. It's supposed to be, the goal is my birthday because I'll be
Nice.
45 next month. So it's March 26th.
I
So we'll do
love
a
it.
launch party, here
Nice.
locally. I know some about interviewing publishers and that journey and New York Times bestsellers. Like it's been stuff that I never knew I'd be discovering, and yet it's been fun. If
Yes.
you ask the right questions, and you said this earlier,
Yes.
if you aren't afraid to ask
Yes.
someone,
Yes.
they, for the most part, the people that you actually want to talk to will talk to you and they'll
Yes.
share.
Absolutely. Totally believe that. I'm so excited for you and
Thank you.
excited to see your joy and the energy that you bring to life. You are definitely a definition of thriving, not just surviving. You're not just going through the daily check this off my list. You're looking out into the future all the time, just trying to find where you're supposed to be and being
Yes.
present where you are too. You're so good at being that with
Thank you,
everybody
Liz.
and for everyone else. I hope that
Thank you. Thank you.
you feel that love that comes back to you and everything that you do. I want to thank you so much for your time today, for sharing your heart and your soul, and just I wish you nothing but the greatest success and continued success in your life. And I know it's going to be huge. You just
Yes,
take care
thank
of
you,
you.
Liz. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
you.
Thank you
If
so much.
anybody in your audience wants to connect, Mary
Yes,
Poppell, two P's in the middle, two L's on the L on the end.
I love that. That's awesome. I appreciate that. We'll get some links up for you too. Thanks
All
so
right.
much, my
Love you
friend.
lots.
Love you too.
Bye, friend.
Goodbye. I'm going to try to turn this off. Whoops.